7 years without a word, and the first thing she said wasn't hello. It still broke. Not a question, an accusation, sharp as a blade. We ended up side by side in row 14, Paris bound. Fate, or maybe God, had a cruel sense of humor. She had the window, I had the aisle, and between us sat the silence and ruins of a marriage she'd walked away from, her lips curved in a glossy, poisonous smile. "Thank goodness I dumped you," she said. "My new husband's filthy rich." I didn't answer. I kept my eyes on the clouds, cold white floating in an endless blue. Over the years, I'd learned something. Sometimes silence can cut deeper than any reply. I met her when I was 25. She had the kind of beauty that made men lose their train of thought. I didn't care about money. I barely had any. I cared about life, love, and the belief that if you worked hard enough, everything else would follow. Back then, I fixed pipes during the day and studied aeronautics at night. She told me she believed in me, told me greasy hands didn't matter. She lied. By year 4, the cracks had started showing, a new perfume, late meetings that didn't smell like coffee when she came home. I didn't accuse, I watched. Betrayal doesn't need to be chased. It reveals itself. The proof arrived one rainy Tuesday. Her phone lit up on the kitchen counter. Last night was worth the risk. I didn't confront her. I went to work, fixed a burst pipe at a dentist's office, came home, and made dinner. By the weekend, I'd already started disappearing. On paper first, in my heart long before. Bank accounts separated, assets moved, the lease in her name only. When she finally left, she thought she was walking out on me. That's the best revenge, the kind they believe they chose. The divorce was quick. No shouting, no broken plates. Just her sliding the ring across the table. Thinking she was trading up. I let her believe it. 7 years later, we crossed paths again, thanks to the airline seat assignments. 5 minutes after her monologue about her wealthy husband, the left engine exploded. Metal screamed. Oxygen masks fell. The cabin jolted like we'd slammed into something invisible. People shouted prayers, curses, last words. Then the captain's voice came over the intercom, tight with urgency. "Get the pilot from seat 14. Heads turned. Eyes searched. She laughed. A sharp, cutting sound. "He's just a plumber," she announced for everyone to hear. She didn't laugh when I stood up. Long before the affair, before the bitterness, I'd earned my private pilot license. I never bragged about it. After she left, I went further, commercial certification, endless simulator hours, volunteer rescue flights. It was my quiet life, one she never saw. The co-pilot had collapsed mid-flight. The captain couldn't fly and managed the chaos alone. My hands knew the controls before my mind even caught up. I slid into the seat, scanned the instruments, felt the drag of the dead engine. The captain and I exchanged a quick, silent nod. Trust between professionals. Clouds closing around us. Inside the cockpit, the world narrowed to the sound of switches clicking and my own steady breathing. Too fast, and the plane would tear apart. Too slow, and we dropped from the sky. Paris was hidden beneath the gray. At 3,000 feet, the runway appeared, our lifeline. The landing gear groaned. The plane kissed the asphalt, shuddered, slowed, and stopped. 300 people were still alive. I unbuckled and stepped back into the cabin. Applause erupted, but I wasn't listening for it. I was looking for her. She sat frozen in 14A, eyes wide, hands shaking, mascara streaked. Her lips parted, maybe to thank me, maybe to apologize. I leaned in close enough for her to catch the smell of sweat and steel and whispered, "Still think I'm just a plumber?" Then I walked away before she could answer. Revenge isn't about payback. It's about truth, about letting someone see the weight of what they threw away. She'd traded love for a bank account, safety for status, and in the one moment she needed someone most, all her diamonds, her luxury, and her rich husband's fortune meant nothing. The only person who could save her was the man she left. And he did, but not for her, for the other 299 souls on that plane. As I walked through the terminal past flashing cameras and shouting reporters, I felt no triumph, only freedom. She had just watched the man she abandoned do the impossible and realized she would never be part of that story again. Some endings you don't plan, you just land.